Hello and welcome to Cup to Hook Conversations number 35. And I'm going to give this a minute. Just a little bit of time for everyone to come on. Do you want to say hello and welcome? Got a lot of things around me to show and share today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So again, this is Cup to Hook Conversations number 35. And so we're going to go ahead and get started with what is in our cups. Hello, Carrie. How are you? Hope you are having a great and wonderful Friday. I am happy to have you here. And I am drinking out of my Crochet mug. And it says, crochet away. And I am drinking some hot apple cinnamon tea. Which is perfect because it is a little bit cold outside. Carrie, you're drinking tea too? Yum, yum. I know, it's perfect weather right now for it, isn't it? So I see some more people coming on. So if you want to share what is in your cup. Miss Carrie and I are drinking some tea on this cold evening. All right. And so from your cup to your hook, what is on your hook? And hello, Miss Jen. How are you? And Jen says, hi, Carrie. And hello, Judy. She says, hi, Cynthia. Hi, Carrie. Can't stay. Just dropped in to say hi. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Miss Judy. I hope you will get to catch the replay of this because I have a lot of exciting things to share and some upcoming videos that will give us all a chance to give back and spread some joy. So, yeah. Jen says just a bottle of water. Nothing wrong with some good old H2O. Jen says, hi, Judy. Carrie says, 2 tablecloths. Wow. That is awesome. Are they Christmas tablecloths? Are they Christmas gifts? That's exciting. I've actually never made a tablecloth, Carrie. Carrie says, hi, Jen. Judy says, hi, Jen. And I will, Cynthia, thanks. Jen says, snowman head ornaments. I made my first face. Oh my gosh. Jen, that sounds exciting. I'm excited about that, actually. I love snowman. And I actually have a pattern to make little miniature snowmen. And I am hoping that I get to do that over the weekend just to kind of play. No person necessarily intended to receive them, but whoever God puts on my mind when I'm finished, well, I guess that will be the person. So that is exciting, Jen. All right, so let's see. What else is everybody drinking and working on? Hello, Kelly. She says, hello, hello, hello to all. Emoji, smiley faces with hearts. And Karen says, hello, sweetheart. Hello, Miss Karen. How are you? I am so happy to have you here. Carrie says, hello to you. And Carrie says, not Christmas presents. And that is okay. So, sorry, Carrie. I know I'm asking you a lot of questions. So what kind of thread or yarn are you using? Are you using like a, finger weight yarn? So it's like a lacy tablecloth, or are you doing something a little bit thicker? And the only reason I'm asking is because I've never made one. And I had someone who asked me if I would make them kind of like a lacy tablecloth using the fingering weight yarn. And I asked them if they could give me a chance to try making a doily with that first. Jen says, hi, Karen. Jen says, hi, Kelly. Karen says, hello, sweet Jen. Okay, so Carrie says a number 1, but not the thread. All right. That's exciting. All right. Y'all are all going to boo me. Because when I talked to you last, the only thing I had left to do on my granddaughter's butterfly was attach the wings, and I have not completed that. It's been a busy, crazy week with some unexpected physical therapy, but I've also put my hook and made it busy with other projects just for tonight. But I am going to do those wings because it really won't take me but like maybe 10-15 minutes, because I am going to go see the grandbaby tomorrow. So I definitely will have it done for tomorrow. Carrie says, do you want one, Cynthia? I'll make you one. Oh my gosh, Carrie. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say no. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. And she says, just need a color. Okay. If I had to go with a color, I probably would go with something that matches the walls in the room that I would put it on. And I don't know, you can kind of see like right here, it's like a light blue. But honestly, Carrie, I'm not going to be picky. I'm not a picky person. I'm very easy to please. So white, even, whatever you have. So, oh my gosh, thank you. Kelly says, do it, Carrie. Thumbs up. Well, thank you. Both of you have touched me. Kelly, you're going to see some of the stuff that you sent, and I hope everyone was able to see my Happy Mail videos that I videotaped Saturday but didn't make it out till Sunday, and all the wonderful things that Kelly sent. Carrie says white even. That is great. Jen says a cream color. That would be pretty. Roseanne says, hello, everyone. Hello, Roseanne. Welcome. I am so glad you're here. And Carrie says, oh my gosh, get out of my head. Laugh out loud. I love it. And Kelly says, I agree with the cream color. That would be really, really pretty. Jen says, hi, Roseanne. So we're talking about what's in our cups and what's on our hook. And so, yeah, the first things I'm going to show you that are on my hook. I'm sorry, this apple cinnamon tea is my absolute favorite. So I'll try to not drink tea the whole time. So if you'll remember correctly, I told y'all last Friday that I ended up frogging everything that I had done on my daughter-in-law's hoodie. And I am so grateful and so thankful that I did, because I don't think I would have really been able to accurately, completely pick up where I left off. But not only that, I decided to make it a little bit bigger, just simply because of the fact that she's still carrying just a little bit of baby weight. And I want her to be able to wear this, this winter. So it all worked out for the best. And so I have managed to get the back panel or the back side of the hoodie made. So here is the back side. And I had a few people that emailed me and asked me again what these teal colors were. So I made sure I brought a fresh skein on for tonight, and it is Red Heart Super Saver Ombre in the colorway Scuba. I don't know if you can read that or not, but that's what it is. It's in the colorway Scuba, and it has all those rich teal colors, which she loves the color teal. And you can't see it as much, but the part that's left of the skein I'm working on, now you can see, and actually it's not coming in. It doesn't look, it looks kind of like a sky blue, but it's actually a very dark, there you might catch some, aqua color, a very deep kind of blue ice kind of color. But anyway, and then I have started the front panel, but that's as far as I've gotten. So, but believe it or not, I did all of this in literally one night. So that was probably about maybe 5 hours. So I have a tall tail on my daughter-in-law's hoodie. There was something on it, and I was like, what is that? And the night I was working on it, my husband treated me to a Reese's cup, and there was a piece of chocolate. Shh. Anyway, one will not hurt. All right, so that was one thing that was on my hook. Let's see what else we got here. Carrie says, I have to order cream yarn. Well, I don't want you to have to order anything special. So if you can, maybe just find something you've got. Karen says, hello, Roseanne. Jen says, I love that. Isn't it pretty? And I think she's really going to like it because it's in colors that she really likes. Kelly says, okay, Carrie, cream with blue trim. All right, so this is for all of my Longmire people. This does not include this coming Monday, but this includes the blanket to date from this past Monday's tutorial. So here is the Longmire blanket to date. So here's the bottom, and working our way up. And then here was the rest of Monday's tutorial. Let me open it some so you can see it a little bit better. I might have to turn my light on. This is the Alpine stitch. Hope you can see that. I'm still in love with that brick stitch. I really, really, really want to make a blanket using that brick stitch. But this is where we're at to date. And I'm very, very excited about this coming Monday segment. I actually have the pattern already written out. So this weekend, while I'm sitting around with the hubby, because he's off tomorrow and so am I, then I can work on it while we're just hanging out watching movies. All right, let's see. Kelly says, I like that a lot. Jen says, that looks so cool. Roseanne says, question for the Longmire blanket. And the last segment is the color choice for the Alpine stitch in collaboration with something coming up next. I was going to change my color choice on mine. Oh my gosh, first of all, Roseanne, yes, we picked the 12 colors and we were trying to go by that combination. But ultimately, this blanket is yours. And honestly, the more color you put to it, it's not going to hurt it. I understand with what you're saying, and I'm going to fully answer that. The more colors that are added to this blanket, the more effect of a Native American blanket it will look. And so it will not hurt if you change up the colorway from the previous Monday segment to this past Monday segment. It will not. And it will not affect going forward, because going forward is going to be a color change anyway. So no, if you want to take this section and do 2 colors instead of that one full color, go ahead. The only reason that I chose to keep it all the one color is one, because we got a little wonky on our schedule with the movie night, and I didn't have a new winner to change the color up. But also, because we do have so many color changes, we do occasionally want to have some thicker patches that help make the blanket pop. And so it is entirely up to you. I fully get it, because this color here is technically the same color as all that. So I fully am okay and am telling you that that would still be, you know, unique and will work out fine. So go for it. That's what I say. It's your masterpiece. So, but thank you for asking that, Roseanne. Carrie says, light sky blue, I have to order. Laugh out loud. Carrie, I will be thankful and grateful for whatever color you make it in. Jen says, is Alpine the one I asked you about? It is the one you asked me about. So, yes. I actually had the Alpine stitch scheduled earlier in the blanket. It originally, when I first came across it, and you even asked about it, we were going to add it in right here. But then that's when I came across that triangle pattern, and I decided to throw that in so that it wasn't too far away from this wave stitch. I wanted to be able to give those kind of picturesque depth to it. And I felt like it was perfectly spaced out with this crab stitch that we had in the middle here that created kind of that raised texture. So yes, Jen, that is the stitch that you were asking me about. So it came later in the blanket than where I originally had it written in the pattern. Carrie says, I have to make an order anyway. Okay. Well, again, I will appreciate anything. Roseanne says, okay, thanks. You're welcome. Hello, Diana. And she says, beautiful about the Longmire blanket. I make it look like the mountains over the river. Doesn't it? It really does. And that's what I had said in mind, the way my colorway, because everybody's colorway is different. And so the way my colorway made it, it looked like mountains with maybe the sky or teepees. So yeah, I completely agree with you, Diana. And Jen says hi. And again, for anyone new, the reason I read my chats is in case some of my friends that cannot see are on here, that they will know what everyone's talking about. And let's see. Carrie says, are you on Messenger? I am on Messenger. So yes, you can reach out to me under Cynthia's Joyful Creations or under my my name. I have 2 Facebook accounts that lead to Messenger, but I think the one that Messenger is tied to is Cynthia Herod, Herod, just like in the Bible, Vannerson. So Cynthia Herod Vannerson. Hello, Starla. Welcome in. Welcome in. You guys, Starla is one of my new subscribers. I am so happy to have you. Welcome to our little conversation. We're talking about what is in our cup. I'm drinking hot apple cinnamon tea, and what is on our hooks. And we just kind of went over the Longmire blanket and the hoodie that I am making for my daughter-in-law. Carrie says, I love that you read everything. Thank you, Carrie. I do want to make sure that anyone and everybody is, you know, able to kind of hang out with us. And not only that, some folks, I know I do sometimes when I'm listening to other people's lives and watching their videos, I'm crocheting. So it's hard to crochet and read the live chat. So I actually appreciate it when other people read it out. And so that's another reason that I read them out. Jen says, hi, Starla. And Carrie says, spell the first last name, please. Absolutely. It's H-E-R-O-D, Herod. That's my adoptive name. So Cynthia Herod and then Vannerson is my married name. And even if you want, Carrie, you can email me from the description box below as well. And I can exchange phone numbers with you. Roseanne says, hi, Starla. Starla says, thanks. I'm drinking hot chamomile honey tea. Oh, I love me some honey in my tea. So love it, love it. All right. So the next thing I want to show you what has been on my hook this week, and I'm still, you know, interested in what's on your hook. So please share if you haven't already. Last week, I talked to you about a young girl named Alex. And for those of you who don't know who Alex is, she is her daughter's niece. And Bree is one of my subscribers. She's actually the one who made the original suggestion to me for us to watch a Netflix series and then come together and talk about it. So Bree is the one that gets the credit for that segment on my channel. And as we have talked through email, she told me that never in her wildest dreams did she ever expect this to grow like it did, or that we would end up coming up with a project to do with each of the series that we're going to be watching. And so she does apologize that she's not been able to join us. She did share with me some of the things that her family has had to go through this past year. And so the only part that I will share besides Alex is just keep them in your prayer. Her YouTube channel is called Bree's Little Yarn Corner, BRE. And so, you know, if you even want to try to go on her channel and just head over to the discussion tab, I'm pretty sure she's got one on her channel, and just let her know that you're thinking about her and praying for her. But Alexandra, Alex for short, is a 17-year-old that has just recently been diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and she is going to begin, if she's not already started, aggressive chemo. And actually she did start because she started on December 3rd. And so she's going to be losing her hair. And so Bree asked me for some help. She reached out to me and asked for some help. And so I am hoping to have the video finished for tomorrow to go out to you guys. If not, it will definitely be out on Sunday. But it's just a little video about Alex, and Bree has sent me some more pictures of Alex that I'm able to share with you guys. And it's just a request to reach out to Alex and make some hats for her, or just to send her a card letting you know that you're thinking about her and praying about her. I can't imagine a 17-year-old having to go through this. You know, if I think back to when I was in high school, you know, the way I looked, the way I dressed, you know, all of that was a big deal. And so here this young lady is going through this, and she definitely needs encouragement to be strong and courageous and know that, you know, who she is really does go beyond how she looks and whether or not she has hair. And so if you feel in your heart to make a hat for Bree, or to send her a card, or to send her, just something to encourage her, then it would be greatly appreciated by Bree's family. And in the video, it will talk about a little bit of the things that Alex likes and some of her interests. I haven't gotten a lot of information on that, but I do have some ideas for you. So what I've been busy doing is making some hats for Bree. For Alex. And so these are some of the hats that I have made her. So I made her this black and white hat, and changing up colors, I made her this little pink and white hat. And then I made her a solid teal. That's a really rich teal. I don't know if it's coming through or not. I might see if I can turn this extra light on and if it'll help. Let me see here. I'm gonna try to reach it with my little short arms. Okay, let's see if that comes through. Oh yeah, much, much better. So, and then this kind of purple and black hat. My husband says it looks like a Halloween hat, especially with all the sparkles and whatnot. But kind of looks blue there, but it is purple. I don't know, maybe turning the light off on this one will help. And I just turned you. Let me see if I can get you back. Oh yeah, you can probably see that a little bit better, although it still looks blue. But anyway, so that's kind of why I haven't finished my granddaughter's butterfly, because I was really trying to get this stuff together so I could get the video made for Alex and go ahead and get some TLC out to Alex like right away. So these will be going out to her tomorrow, along with some other little goodies. All right. Oh, great, Carrie. She says I added you. And Roseanne says, nice. So that's all that's been on my hook, which is a lot, actually. And again, real quick, until you get to see the video, here's a picture again of Alex. And she is in a hospital bed. So, hello, HD. Welcome. How are you, my friend? So yes, again, Karen says, do you know what her school colors are? I do not, but I'll tell you what, I will reach out to Bree tonight before I finish that video, and I will make sure that I know. So I will do my best, Karen, to get that answer and include it. If I don't get it in time for the video to go out, then what I'll do is include it in either the description box or the description box and leave a comment. And I'm going to write down your full channel. And excuse me for just a minute. Todd. Yeah. Aunt Lynn's calling. I'm gonna accept it, but Aunt Lynn, just a minute, hon. Sorry about that. So, let's see. I will also try to reach out to you, Karen, on your channel. With that as well. So that's an awesome idea. Thank you, Karen, for asking that question. All right. And let's see. Yes, Karen, I'm sure she would love to have one in her school colors, especially because obviously she's not probably able to go to school right now. Oh, let me back up. I missed some people. Okay. HD says she's doing good. Smiley face. Jen says, hi, HD. HD says, how are you? I am doing wonderful. HD says, hi, Jen. And Karen says, hello, sweet HD. And HD says, finally made knitting top. Yay! So it's done. Oh my gosh, how exciting. I'd love for you. Are you sharing it? Do you have Instagram or anything like that that you're going to put it on? If not, I'd love for you to send me a picture and email it to me. The first of the year, anyone who has sent me pictures of things they're working on, I will be putting a video out of some of those makes. So any of you, if you have any makes that you want to share and you want people to see, if you'll email me a picture of it, I will put it out there, and it will have your name as the lead title before your makes roll through. HD says, hi, Karen. And Roseanne says, hi, HD. The only bad thing about this small little Crochet Society mug is it doesn't hold very much, and it's already almost empty. All right, so we talked about Miss Alex. And another thing that I mentioned to y'all last week was I told you that I was making a birthday book to go in with the subscriber notebook that I have for each and every one of you, or I have with a special page in there for each and every one of you. If you are a subscriber and you are public on my channel, then you have a special page. And as I learn your information, like your birthday, address, phone number, all those things, I put it in there so that I have it for any time, special occasions come up, that I can, reach out to you. And speaking of special occasions, if you did not see the birthday video that went out this week for David Browning, please go find that, or just find his channel and wish him a happy birthday. His birthday was on the 8th of this past week. So, all right, so here is my birthday notebook. A very good friend of mine, my head's in the way, but right here, this little sign right here that says Cynthia's Craft Room, that sweet friend that made that, our boys have been friends for many years. And so when I actually went out about a year ago to have that surgery on my tendons in my foot, I was able to get her a job at the hospital, and she is doing an amazing job. Like, she is a valuable asset. So it's really great to have her there. But she also made me this notebook and brought it to me when I was out from having surgery. And it says, leadership is not a position or a title. It is an action and example. And I didn't know what I was going to do with this little notebook, and I had to find something because it's adorable and it was a gift. So I decided to make y'all's birthday notebook out of it. And so this is what I did. I created this little page, and it says subscriber birthdays. And again, I just used things that I had, and I just made a page for each month. And then I put a little tag on it with the first letter of the month. So all I have to do is flip through, and then I know whose birthdays are what. Now, I haven't put everybody in yet. That's the next project that I'm hoping to get done this week. But I promised you that I'd have the notebook done and put together. And so here it is. So I'm excited about that. I love being organized, and this way it will help me make sure I don't miss anybody's birthdays. Like poor David, his video came out a day after his birthday, and I felt so bad about that. Okay, I was making sure I haven't missed any comments. All right, so our little crochet lesson of today, we haven't been able to do this in a while because so much has been going on from my Marine son visiting us and all of that exciting stuff. So today we're just going to look at a quick little excerpt, and it is called The Differences from and Similarities to Knitting. And it says one of the more obvious differences between crochet and knitting is that crochet uses one hook while knitting uses 2 needles. In most crochet, the artisan, that is you and I love that. We're artisans. How cool. The artisan usually has one, and this is in crochet, live stitch on the hook, with the exception if they're doing a Tunisian crochet, while a knitter keeps an entire row of stitches active simultaneously. Drop stitches, which can unravel a knitted fabric, rarely interfere with crochet work due to a second structural difference between knitting and crochet. In knitting, each stitch is supported by the corresponding stitch in the row above, and it supports the corresponding stitch in the row below, whereas crochet stitches are only supported by the stitches on either side of the stitch. If a stitch in a finished crochet item breaks, the stitches above and below remain intact. And because of the complex looping of each stitch, the stitches on either side are unlikely to come loose unless heavily stressed. The height of knitted and crochet stitches is also different. A single crochet stitch is twice the height of a knit stitch in the same yarn size, and a double crochet stitch is about 4 times the height of a knit stitch. While most crochet is made with a hook, there's also a method of crocheting with a knitting loom. This is called a loom, and I may have pronounced this incorrectly. It's called a loomchet, Loomchet. Slip stitch crochet is very similar to knitting. Each stitch in slip stitch crochet is formed the same way as a knit or purl stitch, which is then bound off. A person working in slip stitch crochet can follow a knitted pattern with knits, purls, and cables and get a similar result. I don't know about you, but that was new to me. I did not realize that. So that is exciting. And then it says standard crochet stitches like single crochet and double crochet also produce a thicker fabric. This is part of why they use more yarn. Any yarn can be knitted or crocheted, provided that needles or hooks are of the correct size. But the cord's properties should be taken into account. And the cord's properties is talking about, like how many threads are, wound together to make the one strand. Most crochet uses one hook and works up one stitch at a time. Knitting uses 2 or more straight needles that carry multiple stitches. So that was our little lesson between crochet and knitting. And so for some of you, that may have been stuff you already knew. For some, it might have been something new. And for me, I learned, that I didn't realize that in slip stitching that you could emulate a knitting pattern. And so that was interesting. All right, so before we go into our subscriber shout outs, I have the question of the week. So are you ready? So the question of the week is, would you rather ride a bike, ride a horse, ride a train, ride on a plane, or drive a car? Which of those would you prefer? So I'm excited to see your answers. Jen says a plane. Roseanne says drive a car. I have actually done all of those. In fact, I laugh because one time with the hotel that I was working for, I went for a training seminar in Las Vegas. And while I was there, in one day, I rode in a car, I rode on a plane, I literally rode on a train, and then I rode in a taxi, and then I rode on a bus, all before making it from where I started to the hotel I was going to. And that is a day I'll never forget, and it's a day I hope I never have to relive. Mainly the taxi. I did not like riding in a taxi at all. It was the worst experience. Plus, the guy ripped me off really, really bad. But I really enjoyed the train, actually. That was really cool. I had a window seat, and so I got to watch everything as I rode by. And that was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed that. Now, to answer the question for myself, if I were still younger, it would be riding a horse, hands down. But since I'm not as young as I once was, I would probably have to say I agree with you, Roseanne, driving a car, because I do love to drive. All right. Hello, Melissa. Melissa says she would definitely drive a car. Carrie says horse. And Jen says depends on where we go. True. And Diana says car. I can go anywhere in a car. I love the drive-through. I hear you. Melissa says hello back. So is there any form of those transportations that you've not done that you would like to do? Roseanne says laugh out loud. And right now, my husband got me a stand for my bicycle, so I actually get to ride my bicycle quite a bit. Don't really go anywhere, but I just watch TV. And as of late, I've actually been able to take like a small project like the hats and actually work on them as I'm riding the bike. Hello, David. You guys, I was just telling you to go say happy birthday to him. So now you can tell him happy birthday on here. Happy birthday, David. And again, I am so, so sorry that I was a day late. Please, please forgive me. And no, you are not too late. Roseanne says that she has not ridden a horse. Ah, that's an experience, Roseanne. I love horses. Like I said, haven't been on one since I've gotten older, but in my younger day, I love riding horses. Starla says, sounds like Vegas, all right. Oh, yes, I did not care for that taxi ride. David and anyone else new coming on, we are talking about what would you prefer? Would you prefer to ride a bike, ride a horse, ride on a train, ride on a plane, or drive a car? And if there's one that you've not done that you would like to do someday, let us know as well. Karen says, train. I would love to ride a train. It is an awesome and amazing experience. And not only did I like being able to sit by the window and just watching everything go by, it was kind of a slower pace ride. And it was just fun. I just enjoyed the whole experience. So I do hope, Karen, that you get an opportunity to ride on a train. Jen says ride a horse, but I don't want a sore bottom. Well, that's pretty much why I say I'm not riding them now, because that is pretty much a guarantee, especially if you're not used to it. All right. Roseanne says, no, David, you are absolutely not too late for the party. Jen says, hi, David. Starla says, answer, all the above. Roseanne says, happy birthday, David. David says, it's not a problem, and thank you for the birthday wishes. You are so welcome, my friend. I'm glad that I actually caught one of your videos and was able to, inquire with you about your birthday, because had I not seen that video, then I wouldn't have even known that it was your birthday. So God is good. David says, depends on the destination. That's what Jen said. Jen says, I would love to ride a train too. Oh, I hope you guys get to. Like I said, it's an awesome experience. Starla says, I've done all of them. So Starla, um, don't let them just have my word. Tell them about your train ride. Maybe you didn't have a great train ride. So let us know if yours was as magical as mine was. Let's see. David says, I've never ridden a horse, but I don't know that I could get myself on top of one. Well, I was always lucky because all the horses I ever rode, and most of the time it was at a camp that I worked at right here in South Carolina. And it was called a Wanata. So it was up near Travelers Rest, South Carolina. But anyway, they were gracious enough, and they had these really cool step stools that we could step on to put our feet into the stirrup and swing over. So that was great for short people. So Melissa says, happy birthday, David. David says, trains rock. All right, so another one that thinks that riding the train is awesome. Well, depending on where they go. I don't know. Even if they went to Hogwarts, that would be cool too. Melissa says, hi, Jen. Melissa says, never been on a boat or a cruise and don't want to be on one. Ah, that is a mode of transportation we did not list. Anyone else ever been on a cruise? I have not. My husband and I talked about it once, but honestly, I think we would be happier just renting a cabin in the mountains and just go and be one with nature versus being out on the water where we can't get off the water. But I don't know. As we get older, who knows? Let's see. David says, Melissa, I've never been on a ship or a cruise either. Melissa says, I have been on all. So Melissa, tell us about the cruise. Oh, wait. Melissa says, I've been on all, except for the boat and the cruise. That's right. David says, when I was in New York City, I used to take the train up the Hudson Valley to some destinations. Beautiful. Yes, David, I love riding the train. I wish that ride that I was on that day was a lot shorter. And I wished I could have continued on that train versus having to get on that taxi later. That taxi ride was a nightmare. One I hope I never, ever have to do again. But at least I can tell my kids and my grandkids I've ridden in a taxi. I love you, Jen. Jen says, you've skipped camels and elephants. This is true. Now, I don't know about a camel, but I would love to ride an elephant. Camels tend to spit a lot. But I would love to ride an elephant. That would be awesome. But thank you for bringing that up. David says, I like planes if I'm in first class, right? I used to travel a lot for work and got bumped up to first a lot. Love that. Well, yes, that's awesome. There's nothing like riding first class. Karen says, I did not enjoy the cruise I went on. Yeah, I have a feeling I wouldn't either. Jen says, I want to cruise Alaska. Crochet cruise would be cool. That might be the one and only reason, Jen, that I would get on a cruise is for a crochet cruise. Now, my parents went to Alaska and they loved it. And yeah, I wouldn't mind going to Alaska. And oh my goodness, I see her plain as day is in Alaska now. Oh my gosh, help me out, y'all. Seta. Miss Seta is in Alaska. We'll have to all go see Seta. Kelly says, Jen, laughing emojis and smiling. Roseanne says, yes, cruises are so relaxing and so worth every penny. Oh, well, y'all might just change my mind if we get a crochet one together. David says, I once took the train from Charleston to New York City. Less beautiful. Oh, that's a long train ride, too. Uh-oh. Okay. My comments are starting to go fast. Starla says the subway was interesting. Oh, now that's something I've not done, Starla. That to me seems scary. The subway, that is. But the multiple trains I've ridden in various states and countries have been wonderful. Yeah, the train I was on was not a subway train, but ooh, that just, you see all the movies. Bad things happen on the subway. I bet it was interesting, though. I bet you could tell us some stories. Melissa says, been on a motorcycle? Ooh, I have been on a motorcycle. Now, you want to hear something funny? My sweet, amazing husband that I talk to y'all about all the time, when we were in high school, he had long hair and a motorcycle. And I didn't give him the time of day because he had long hair and a motorcycle. Now he has hardly no hair and no motorcycle, and I love long hair and motorcycles now. Go figure. Anyone else rode on a motorcycle? That's a cool ride. I love the wind in my hair. Of course, now I can't ride on a motorcycle without thinking about that song from Dirty Dancing, She's Like the Wind. Jen says, if you were riding the camel, it wouldn't spit on you. Laugh out loud. This is true, but it might spit on me trying to get on it. Yes, Roseanne, Miss Seta. We would love to go see Miss Seta in Alaska. And Melissa says, serve. I'm not sure what you meant by that. David says, I'd love a horse and carriage trip. Ah, now that's a ride. Yes, that would be awesome. Like you see in the 18th and 19th century literature. Yes, but then I wouldn't much like the toilet facilities available at that time. Right? Yes, that would be awesome, especially during the 18th and 19th century. Lost my train. Let's see. Oh, wow. I got to scoot back up here. It went fast. Okay. Starless says, there isn't much I haven't done with exception of a cruise. Right? And Melissa says, Seta, not serve. Seta, not serve. I'm not sure what that means. Or unless you thought I said serve. Oh, I think I was saying, what's her name? Seta. I think that's what I did. Kelly says, don't forget to bring motion sickness meds, right? Especially on the cruise. Melissa says, I don't like the water. I don't like what's in the water. Let's see. David says the subway is no less safe than driving to work. Okay. Well, I appreciate you sharing that because now I have a new profound perspective on the subway because I know someone with experience. So thank you, David. He says, I read a lot more when I took the subway every day. That's what I would definitely do. I would definitely read. Starla says the ins are crochet. Read or crochet. Probably read because I wouldn't want my yarn all out in the subway. So I would definitely probably read. I agree with you, David. Starla says the inside passage is a beautiful cruise. The inside passage is a beautiful cruise. I'm not sure if that's the name of the ship or the cruise package. So please share more. Starla says, I used to live on an island in Alaska. Oh, wow. So do you mind me asking where you live now? Karen says, my aunt used to tell me the best train ride, was when she went across the Canadian Rockies. Oh, wow, I bet that is pretty. That would be very beautiful. That would be a cool train ride. Jen says, there is a crochet cruise with the crochet crowd. Huh. I want to say, now that you say that, nope, I'm gonna correct myself. I was gonna say I thought I heard about that, but what I heard about was it wasn't a cruise. I think they were just gonna meet for a weekend. I think in California, somewhere out in the West. I know it's out in the West, so I stand corrected. I have not heard about that. Are you planning on going, Jen? David says Yarn Attic. I've heard that ride is beautiful. Wait a minute, let me back up here. Oh, he's talking about where her aunt talked about going across the Canadian Rockies. Yes, I've heard that that's a beautiful ride too. That's one I wouldn't mind taking. Jen says, I've ridden on a motorcycle. My brother-in-law won't take me again, laugh out loud. I wouldn't lean in the curve and we almost fell off. Whew, that would not be good. You'll just have to get him to let you try again. David, Cynthia, remind me where in South Carolina you are. I am in Wilmington now. Yes, David. So we are not too far from each other, a couple hours. I'm in Newberry, South Carolina, which is kind of sandwiched between Columbia and Greenville. So that's where I'm at. Newberry, I used to could tell you was a little neck of the woods, but it's actually really growing. But I'm kind of sandwiched between Columbia and Greenville. So in fact, before I started at the hospital almost 3 years ago, I was working in North Carolina in, oh my gosh, my brain just went dead. Where did I used to work?
Mooresville.
Mooresville. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So yeah, I was working at a hotel in Mooresville. So I wasn't too far from you. Even there, a lot closer. Karen says she always said that was the best. I can only imagine, Karen. Breathtaking, just surreal. Like I would not even want to crochet. Like I would have to have my nose just planted on the window. Starla says I grew up riding motorcycles. Sweet. I have one of my best friends from kindergarten. Her and her husband, they ride motorcycles a lot. Big Harley Davidson fans. David says, I think he's correcting what autocorrect did to him. Oh, okay. And Melissa says, who lives in Alaska? I was typing extra, but spell checks type serve. Oh, Seta. Oh, I gotcha. Who was that said Starla? Starla said she used to live in Alaska. Jen says their last cruise is 2022. Oh my. Oh wow, that's a ways away. David Brown, they've had cruises and land meetings. Oh wow. I'm very new to them. I I think I actually learned about them through Ginger, the yarn geek. Just meaning that it came up in a topic on one of her lives when we were doing lives with Ginger. Jen says, no, I'm sure that would be too expensive. Yes, I'm pretty sure. And at this point, as far as a cruise goes, I'd really rather put that money into more yarn. Not that I need more yarn on that wall back there, but you know, you can never have enough yarn. But I would love to do something on land. That would be cool and get to meet everyone. That would just be amazing. David says, now I remember you're saying that before. That's okay. Starla says, Inside Passage is where the Alaskan cruise goes. Oh, okay. I live in DFW, Texas, but traveled, which is downtown Fort Worth, but traveled and lived in many places when I was an international. Ooh, chef, how exciting. Oh my gosh. That would be awesome to hear more about, Starla. Oh my gosh. I would love to hear more stories about that. Like some of the exciting places that you went, and I mean, an international chef. So you know, I got to be that geek that asks you, so have you ever met Gordon Ramsay? I just love watching Hell's Kitchen. David Browning says, if I took a crochet cruise, I'd split my time between the crochet classes, workshops, and the bar. I hear you, David. Kelly says, laugh out loud. You made Kelly laugh, David. He says, new to crochet crowd as a whole or to their travel endeavors. Same here, David. I think the package includes a money ton of yarn and the classes where you work with it. Or expensive 3 ton of yarn and the classes where you'd work with it. Who was who? Okay. Who is in DFW? That was Starla. And David says, I was in Dallas for a few months, intending to be there permanently, but that didn't work out. Oh, wow. I've been to Dallas, Texas once, but I was a freshman in high school. I went for a conference. We were there for a week. And the only thing, sadly, that I remember about any part of that conference or anything about that week was whenever we would run into people that were actually there from Texas, they kept saying, say something, say something. They just wanted us to talk because they said we just talk so funny, and they were intrigued by the way we talked. So Jen says he's saying a buttload of yarn. Oh, got you. Thank you. I need my friends, David, to keep me on track because I did not catch that. Kelly says crochet crowd dude Mikey is from and in Canada. I do remember when I first came onto YouTube, probably at this point, about a year and a half ago, I do remember seeing some of Mikey's tutorials from Crochet Crowd. And now I think he does a lot with, is it Yarn Inspirations? I think he does a lot with them. All right. So let's see. We've talked about what's in our cup. We've talked about what's on our hooks. We talked about Miss Alex and making hats for her as she goes through chemo. Again, that video will air tomorrow or Sunday. I am going to make sure that I try to find out that question for you, Karen, about Alex's school colors. We've talked about our question. We did our little crochet history lesson. And so now I think it would be a great time to quickly do our subscriber shout outs and then our little joy basket moment. And let me go over here and reach our little shout out box so we can add our shout outs to it. And I've been a little slack. I didn't take these out. Last week we drew our November subscriber, and it was Miss Petra. And she and I have reached out to each other, and her little love gift is going in the mail tomorrow. So she'll be receiving that next week. So this starts off our December subscriber shout outs that aired last Friday. And again, if I mispronounce a name, please forgive me. It is not my intention. All right. So the first one was Charlie Berry. And by the way, I want to show y'all something really cool. If you didn't get to see the video where Miss Kelly sent me some happy mail, but she sent me this cool little mouse, and it cuts paper. And that's what I actually use to cut my strips with. The only thing is there's one that I started off on, needed a little bit of practice, and I cut the date off a little bit off of this one, but it's all good. I can read the name. That's what's important. And it was Crochetin' Grammy Tammy. So thank you, Kelly, for that paper cutter. I am really, really enjoying this cool little gadget. Donna Cardenas. Hello, Janice. Janice is here with us. And she says, hi, Cynthia. Kelly says he's one of the ambassadors for Yarn Inspirations. Okay. That's what I thought, Kelly. Thank you. Starla says, no, I haven't, but he's typical of most male chefs. I have met many other famous chefs. I live between Dallas and Fort Worth. So she was answering my question about whether or not she had ever met Gordon Ramsay. David says, I've got 2 major whips going, but I was bored with both. So I'm doing a hat this evening. My own pattern. Awesome. And he's got a link there. And speaking of which, if there's anyone that is not blue that wants to be blue, make sure you guys are dropping your links so that that you guys can, connect with one another. David, I know that you were on Ginger, and Jen, you were on Ginger's lives as well. I might have to come up with something. It won't be birds because that was hers, but I might have to come up with something that does, like, I don't know. I'll have to find something that makes noise. That'd be cool. Give me a project to work on. I have to go out to look for something special tomorrow for someone, so maybe I will look for some cute little gadget or a little butterfly that flutters its wings or something. So maybe the Christian bookstore will have something like that. But anyway, so everyone drop your links if you want. And if you are not blue and able to do that, just let me know and I will make sure that I get you turned on. All right. And everyone go check out David's hat pattern. David says, I love Petra. I know, right? Kelly says, thumbs up. Jen says, hi, Janice. Janice says, hi, Jen. Kelly says, a whoopee cushion. You're so crazy. David says, I love you. David didn't say that. I'm telling Kelly that. I love you. David says, for the record, those who do hat not hate might find my hat pattern useful. I also posted a shawl pattern this week. Ooh, I do need to make a new shawl for someone, David, so that I need to check out. And I did do hat not hate this past year. And like you, I cannot remember, but I think I created like 8 or 9 hat patterns. And I should have done some of those hat patterns for Miss Alex's hats, but I didn't think about it. I just sat down and just let the hook go. All right, back to shout outs, you guys. Freedom Warrior. Sweet, sweet. And Miss Gina Ingram. And this is one of those names that I pray I say right. Forgive me if I don't. Noha Mansour. Bonnie Roden. Jen's laughing at Kelly for her whoopee cushion. Marissa Wright. And then, dun, 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 our content creators, and one of them hopefully is still on here, Handmade Designs, aka Miss HD. So HD, if you're still on here, let us know you're on here. And Miss Sweet Mom Swift. So those were our subscribers shout outs from last Saturday. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up with our Joy Basket moment, because it won't be too long for us to start our movie night. And so I would love to invite and welcome any of you that are on here that are not familiar with our movie night to come join us. We are watching the Netflix series Longmire, and then we come together and talk about it on Fridays via the form of multiple choice questions and true or false questions. And the first person who rings in with the correct answer in my live chat gets a point. And at the end of the night, the person with the most points gets to choose the colors that we're going to use in the following segment on the Longmire blanket that we're creating. And again, in case some of you are new, this is what we have done so far on the Longmire blanket. This is our blanket. Everybody's blanket looks different because everybody picked 12 different colors. So their colors are not the same as mine. Their color numbers are not the same as mine. So I've seen several pictures. I have several people that send me their pictures after they complete each section. And at the end, when we are completely done with the blanket, you guys will all get to see those blankets and their progression, because I will be putting out a video introducing the creator and all their pictures creating their blanket. And yes, and then for everyone who does the blanket and I get their pictures, there will be a giveaway amongst those folks that will also help get them set up for the next movie series and the next crochet along that we're going to be doing. And for those that are interested, when we finish Longmire, then we are going to go and do, why can I ever remember this? Jen, I always have to rely on you. I keep wanting to say Handmaiden, and I know that's not it. Help me, Jen. Call the Midwife. We're going to watch Call the Midwife, and we're going to make one of the midwife blankets. And actually, yeah, I'm going to hold that thought. That's a surprise. Never mind. I'm sorry about that. So we're going to watch Call the Midwife next and do the midwife blanket. Kelly says, even if you don't want to do the blanket or haven't seen the Longmire episodes, come. It's fun. Thank you, Kelly. Absolutely. We do have a lot of fun. And more than anything, we laugh. We laugh with one another. When I say we laugh at one another, it's not like we're making fun of each other. We laugh at how close some of the competitiveness gets, and it's just so much fun. Like, I leave every week with my face hurting. My face should be thinner because of all the laughing that I'm doing. So please, please, if you're not doing anything at 9 o'clock tonight Eastern Standard Time, please come join us. We would love to have you. Yes, Jen, thank you. Call the midwife. All right, so let's go into our Joy Basket moment. Joy Basket moments are how I normally finish up our Cup to Hook conversation nights with a little devotional, just to kind of help get you through the week until we come back. And I always have it at the end because I respectfully understand that some people may not want to be a part of this, and I certainly understand that it has nothing to do with crochet. So I do put it always at the end, so that if it's something that you don't want to be a part of, that you can go ahead and sign off. And so if that is the case, I want to thank you for coming and hanging out with me today. And thank you for stopping by and hanging out with all of these wonderful people that are here. And I hope you have a great week. For those of you who are staying, today we're going to look at a devotion. And there was 2 of them. And I just couldn't decide between the 2. So since they are very short, I'm going to share both of them because this time of year is kind of very critical. For many people, it is a very joyful, happy, time full of family and memories and traditions. And for some people, it's a sadness, and it's a loneliness. And for some, the holidays are even very depressing for them. And for some, this might be the first holiday that a certain someone in their life is not with them. And so that loss and that grief is great. And then this Christmas is like none other we've ever had, meaning it's a COVID Christmas. And COVID is actually keeping families who could and should be together apart. So with all that being said, I couldn't decide between these 2. So I'm just going to hush my mouth on that and go ahead and share these. But I see a lot of things coming in. So let me take a quick look and see who we've got. Bree's here. Shock, I made it. Yes, Bree, you made it. She says, hi, everybody, and hugs to you all. So real quick, before we go into our Joy Basket moment, this is Bree that I got a piece of yarn fuzz. That I was telling you about, whose daughter's niece is Alex. So Bree, we've talked about Alex tonight, and a video will be airing tomorrow at the latest Sunday. I do have some hats that I have made for Bree. I have a couple more things that I'm sending out in her box, but her box is going out this weekend. Excuse me. And of course, in that video in the description will be Bree's, not Bree's, but Alex's address where you can send things to. And then the video will have some pictures that Bree has been so gracious to share with me that I can share with y'all on Precious Alex. So Bree, while I got you, Karen, we might get your answer right here. Bree, we had someone that asked a question and I was going to reach out to you tonight. Do you know what Alex's school colors are? If you could let us know what Alex's school colors are, that would be just awesome. So Jen says hi, Bree. Roseanne says hi, Bree. And Janice says, hi, Bree. Bree says, I can't thank you enough. How could we not, Bree? I mean, how could we not take this gift that God has given us and help Alex, and brighten her day, especially with everything she's going to be going through with chemo. And I'm sure that it's keeping her from school. And because of COVID, she can't see her friends, and not all of her family can be with her. So how could I not, and how could we not as a community? So I'm hoping that a lot of my friends on here are going to reach out to Alex and send her some packages of love. And in fact, the video title is called Butterfly Kisses for Alex. And so that's kind of what this whole kind of Operation Alex is going to be called, is Butterfly Kisses for Alex. So hopefully my friends will reach out and give Alex some butterfly kisses. So yeah. Karen says, okay, good. And she is talking about hopefully finding out from Bree what Alex's school colors are. And Janice says, hi, Karen. And Karen says, hello, sweetie, talking to Janice. So yeah, hopefully Bree can get that answer for us before we get off of here even. If not, I will try and get the answers and get them out to y'all, like I said. All right, so our little devotion is called God is in the Details. And the verse that goes with it is Psalm 145:5. And it says, I will meditate about your glory, splendor, majesty, and miracles. And then Psalms 118:23 through 24 says, this is the Lord's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. God is evident in a tear or in a far-off whistle. He is in the twinkle of a stranger's eye and in a certain shade of blue. He is in the warmth of a handshake and in the missing front teeth of a 5-year-old. He is between the lines of handwritten letters and in the nervous laughter of teenage girls. He is the invisible ark made by a hawk on a fine autumn day. He is the energy that you use to write your to-do list, and he is the itch to take a break in the middle of the day. God surrounds you with reminders of his presence. He is in kept promises and acts of love and mercy. God is in every sigh, every whisper, and every exclamation. In fact, God is by you right now. God, thank you for your presence in our life. Give us eyes to see the many things that you do for us, and help us to always recognize that you are sitting right there beside us. So again, I thought that was really appropriate for this time of year. And then the other one that I wanted to share is called Seeing Glory Clearly. And it says Psalms 146:7 and 8. He judges in favor of the oppressed and gives food to the hungry. The Lord sets prisoners free and lifts all those who have fallen. Psalms 146:5 and 6 say, happy is the one whose help is the God of Jacob, whose hope is in the Lord his God, the maker of heaven and earth, the sea and everything in them. He remains faithful forever. It's true that you'll always have troubles. It's true that you're going to have hard times sometimes. It's true that you're going to have hurt and pain. And it's true that you're going to experience sorrow. But can you imagine what you'd miss out on if you never experienced pain or challenges? Life would be extremely different, but it wouldn't necessarily be better. Your trials, though difficult, would teach you what's important in life. Your afflictions confirm that God is real, because through them, his profoundly deep, healing comfort transforms your soul. Friend, If you never face an impossible situation, how could you ever see God's glory or experience the power of His presence? You couldn't. So thank God that even though your troubles have a wonderful purpose, that when you see through them, you see His love. God, thank you that our trials, through them, we can see your glory. We praise you that even through our suffering, we can become a blessing through your healing touch. Amen. So that was our Joy Basket moments for today. Bree says, I was drawn to you, Cynthia, and this group. You all have the feel of home. Oh my gosh. Bree, I am so glad that you feel that way. And I agree with you. The people that are on here now, the people that spend time with me, are indeed some of the greatest blessings that I have, which is going to lead me into something else in just a quick moment. And these are some wonderful people, Bree. And I hope that you will continue to reach out to them and get to know them and allow them to get to know you, because they are beautiful souls and they are wonderful encouragers. And I can't begin to express how you and they have touched my life. There you go, Karen. Bree says purple, black, and white. Oh my gosh, I almost got her school colors and didn't know it when I made the purple and black hat. Maybe the silver through it can count as the white. Ah, how cool is that? Karen, you rock it. You go rock it and give her a purple, black, and white hat. She is going to love that from you. And I love you for loving Alex and giving her some butterfly kisses. Bree says, oh, that's the name of their team. San Marcos, I can't read it. Is it Ratlets? Roseanne says, amen. Right, Roseanne? And Roseanne is talking about the Joy Basket moment. Bree says, her rich, thick, beautiful hair is falling out. She sent me a word she needed some hats. I had 4 ready to go and a scarf. Well, more on the way, that she will have so many to choose from, Bree, that she can change them every hour if she wants. Anything to make her heart smile. Bree says, gorgeous. All right. So I know we've run over a little bit, and I appreciate you hanging with me. We had a lot of fun and exciting things to talk about, and I enjoyed our question tonight. We haven't had an opportunity to do that in a while, so that was a lot of fun. Bree says, I was talking to the TV. Okay. One of the things that I got in my Happy Mail from Kelly, which touched my heart in a beautiful way. And again, if you guys didn't get to see that video, I hope you'll go see it. I don't cry ugly, so warning. But you guys, she made something very beautiful and very touching. And because I know she's on here, this is going to make this moment even extra special. But I have already put it to use and started it, and cannot wait to share it again with you next Friday with the week's blessings. But one of the things that she created for me was, it says blessings, and it starts from December 1st and of course goes all the way up to December 24th. And so excuse me, I have gone ahead since the day I got it, and then I've done it every day. And then I went back and added some for the days that I had missed before I got it. And so I've listed what some of my blessings are, and I don't know if you can see them. Certainly these are not in order. It's just what came to mind, especially going forward on the day where I started it. But first and foremost, I am blessed for my relationship with God. I would be absolutely nobody without him. And then the second one, my next blessing that I am thankful for is my husband, my children, my new grandbaby Violet, who is my only grandbaby and who is now 2 weeks and 2 days old. And by the way, has gone from, she was 5 pounds, 15 ounces at birth, dropped down to 5 pounds, 10 ounces. This past Tuesday, she went to the doctor and she is a 6 pound, 3 ounce little girl now. And she was born at 19 inches and she's already 19 and a half inches. So she's already growing way too fast, way too fast. I'm very blessed and thankful for Sadie and Mackenzie. I have not done a video for y'all of Sadie and Mackenzie, and I promise that that is something coming in the new year, and that is my daughter, my 4-legged furry daughter, and my 4-legged furry granddaughter. And so I will have a video of Sadie and Mackenzie. I have been collecting videos and pictures to share with y'all. I just got to get the collage of it together and just get the video made for y'all. And I'm very thankful for my family. Both my parents are still living, and I am very, very thankful for that. And my brother and my sister are still living, and my sister is very close here. She's like 15 minutes from me. My parents are 15 minutes from me, and my brother is in Alabama, and he is one of my best and dearest friends, and I miss him a lot. And eventually I will get them on here, but I do have a nephew with my sister, Dakota, which you have seen in some of the pictures that I shared of my Marine back, a year ago. And then I have a nephew and a niece from my brother, Noah and Sierra. So anyway, my next blessing is my friends, and that definitely includes all of you. You guys are really a contrast between family and friends, because you are a family that I never in my wildest dreams imagined that I would ever be blessed with. And I am indeed blessed. That is the perfect word. Like, it trumps my joy. So you guys are such a blessing. I'm very blessed for my home. It may not be the best of homes. It may not be the biggest of homes, but it is my home, and it covers our head, and it gives us, a place to call our own and be safe and comfortable. And so I'm very blessed for it. I'm blessed for my job. Although some days it's very hard to go into the hospital. Some days I don't want to go. Some days I just can't wait to get out of there because of things I've seen. But at the end of the day, I'm very blessed for it, because not only does it pay the bills, but more than anything, I know that God is using me to make a difference. And so I'm very blessed for that. I'm blessed for my vehicles. I'm blessed that one of them, my truck, is paid off. Now, if I can just get the other two paid off, we'll be doing great. And then I am blessed for my yarn. And so my husband was laughing at me. He couldn't believe that the next one wasn't food, that I put yarn before food. So I guess tomorrow will be food. But today I am blessed and thankful for my yarn. So thank you again, Kelly, for this. It has really touched my heart. And I love the fact that it kind of puts into perspective things that I should be thankful for. And I'm really thinking about, even though it only goes to 24 days, I am really thinking about using this every month with you guys. And I encourage y'all to find joy in every day. And so if I'm going to ask you to find joy in every day, I need to find that joy in every day. And so I'm thinking about sharing my joy every week with you. So, yeah. All right, let's see here. Bree says, okay. Bree says, I love butterfly kisses. Yes, we're calling it butterfly kisses for Alex. So I'm very excited about that. I wanted to come up with a catchy name. And the funny story about that is I, honest to God, spent 3 hours just sitting here in my studio one day, trying so hard to come up with a name that we could create for her so that it would be unique and special. And I dozed off. my body just got bored and dozed off. And I woke up and I was so frustrated that one, I had fallen asleep and wasted precious time, but two, that I still hadn't come up with a name. So I decided to give up and go take a hot bubble bath. And I got in the bubble bath, and it was so funny. This bubble just of bubbles just kind of like flew up. And as soon as it did, it made me think about butterflies, which, as you know, I love butterflies. And just right there, it was like butterfly kisses for Alex. And so, anyway, that's the weird story behind how we came up with that, but that's it. Bree says, a family I haven't had, right? I completely agree, Bree. Miss Sylvia's here. Hello, Sylvia. How are you? She says, hi, my beautiful lady. Hi, everybody. God bless you all. You guys, Sylvia and her daughter Cynthia were another one of the wonderful people that sent me Happy Mail. That was one of those videos that you saw over the weekend. And so, yeah, I have Cynthia's pictures up on the wall. I am enjoying them. And so, Sylvia, again, give Cynthia hugs and kisses from me, and tell her thank you again for my beautiful, beautiful pictures. I've got them right over here. Jen says, hi, Sylvia. Kelly says, you're welcome. Thank you, love. I really do love this. And it has challenged me, like I said, to take it a step further every month and really look and dig deep every day to have that moment where I discover my joy for the day and then come back and show accountability to y'all. So Jen says, hi, Sylvia. Roseanne says, hi, Sylvia. And Janice says, hi, Sylvia. So, all right. Well, this has been an exciting evening, and I am very, very blessed for all of you and everything that you do, from your encouraging words, the smiles that I can feel through your present in the live chats, to the gifts and Happy Mail that I've gotten. I definitely have much more than 24 days of stuff to be blessed for. So thank you for being one of them and a part of that. And I'm going to let you go for now. I hope that if you are not doing anything in about 20 minutes, that you will join me. I'm going to try and get off of here real quick and eat a very, very quick dinner. And then we'll come back together and have our movie night. So I hope to see you in a few. But if not, then have a wonderful week. And I look forward to seeing you next Friday. And of course, you know what I'm going to say. And I see more comments coming in real quick. So let me see. Bree says, only a heart and soul as sweet as you could land on a name like that. Oh, thank you, Bree. It was not all me, though. God was my inspiration. Jen says, thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, guys. All right. So be joyful. Stay crafty in your own way. Make your own joyful creations. And I will see you definitely next week, if not in a few minutes for movie night. Come join us and have some fun. I love you. Bye.